This is straight talk, lead to straight understanding. Straight talk, STSU. This is straight talk, lead to straight understanding. Straight talk, STSU. This is straight talk, lead to straight understanding. Straight talk, STSU. This is straight talk, lead to straight understanding. Straight talk, STSU. This is straight talk, lead to straight understanding. Straight talk, STSU. This is straight talk, lead to straight understanding. Straight talk, STSU. This is straight talk, lead to straight understanding. Straight talk, STSU. This is straight talk, lead to straight understanding. Straight talk, STSU. This is straight talk, lead to straight understanding. Straight talk, STSU. This is straight talk, lead to straight understanding. Straight talk, STSU.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Sean Bolden, Sean B, STSU. How you do? Straight talk leads to straight understanding. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We should be live here on Instagram. We should be live here on Facebook. We should be live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. That's what I'm talking about. Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So I hope you're here. Thank you for joining us. I did get some messages. If in fact you're going to be coming up, we're going to be putting up the link shortly. We're going to be putting up the link, which is going to be here. I might take off this shirt because it's, tying me up. I'm settling down for the day. This is what I had on all day, and I'm about to take it off, just have my t-shirt on so that I can relax with y'all. All right, the rules are being put up against across the screen for if you want to join what the rules are. So read right down there, and I ask you to definitely mind the rules and respect the rules so that we can have everything well and up to par. All right, well, today's topic, let me just get stripped down here real quick. Today's topic. If you did not see, it's men. It's to y'all men, to us men. Yes, men. We have a tendency to ask women to respect their bodies, to value their bodies. But do we do the same? That's what we'll be talking about tonight. Do we do the same? Do we respect our bodies as men? We always talk about being leaders. We always talk about what it means to be a leader. So I need to know, are we leading in the way of respecting and doing what it is that we say we want from a woman? Do we exercise and do it ourselves as well? That will be the question that will be answered today. We are here first off, like. I need you to like. I need you to follow. I need you to follow. I need you to subscribe. I need you to subscribe. Like, follow, subscribe. This is what I need y'all to do. So let's start there. This is Straight Talk, Lisa Straight Understanding. It's a Friday night, just got paid. And we will be sitting here talking about these discussions every Friday night, 9:30 Eastern Time, 6:30 Pacific. And I thank you all for joining me. If in fact you want to leave a comment, The comments are right there. I ask you to leave one. If in fact you want to join me, we're going to be watching some videos and responding to them. If you want to join me with the response, I ask you to join me. All right. So with that being said, my name is Sean Bolden, Sean B. This is Straight Talk Leads to Straight Understanding. And again, we're going to take a few minutes for let people kind of settle in, let people join us. I will be messing around and seeing if I can tap in to be able to respond here on my respond here online so that I can see the comments and respond to the comments as well, which is right here. And in the meantime and in between time, here's our subject. We ask women to value their bodies. We ask women to value and be respectful of their bodies, to be mindful of their bodies. But men, are we doing the same? I'm going to play something off my phone in a little while, but before we do that, we're going to go through the videos that we have because we ask men to respond to value your body. So let's go into our first video, which is Myron, and as you can see, it says, "Don't date a woman with a high body count." This is what we ask women to do. So, ladies, here it is. Play that video. Let's see what it is. Can't hear it. If you can hear it, put it in the chat. Say you can hear it because I cannot hear it. Can you hear the video? All right, chat. Back up to me. I'm not sure if you heard it. If you heard the video, let me know. If you did not hear the video, please let us know in the chat. I did not hear the video. Did you guys hear the video? If not, we're gonna play it back real quick. But I could not hear the video. And if you want to join me again, come into the chat. I saw my uncle wanted to join me. I'm going to send you over the link, Uncle Keith. So anybody else, if you have my phone number, you can join me. Can't hear it at all. Okay. That's the we could not hear it. Can we try that again? Can we try that again? Could not hear the video.
So Sean, I know what the problem is. I'm going to have to leave this up here so you can hear the video. So I'm going to do that way. Let's try that.
All right, not a problem. So we got Peter. He's joining us in the back. He's helping us out with the technology. He's getting prepared for his trip tomorrow. So he will be popping in and out, but he's going to play the video right now. All right, we're going to try it again. Listen to the video, y'all. Here we go. Still can't hear.
There's a lot of studies on that, right? Girls with high body counts dating later in life.
Absolutely. The analogy I always use is like women are kind of like glass. If you take a glass cup, you drop it on the floor and it smashes everywhere, you can repair that glass, but guess what? People don't think a guy should ever accept a woman that used to have a promiscuous past. That's a problem. Girls that used to be hoes typically don't make good girlfriends and they don't make good wives.
There's a lot of studies on that, right? Girls with high body counts dating later in life.
Absolutely. The analogy I always use is like women are kind of like glass. If you take a glass cup, you drop it on the floor and it smashes everywhere, you can repair that glass, but guess what? If you pour water into it, it's going to leak every single time. And that's what it's like trying to build a foundation with a promiscuous woman. That's why all these girls that used to be stars, whatever, none of them can ever last in a relationship because all this trauma of them like being and being objectified, they're never able to actually respect or be with a man long term. Their purity is gone, their innocence is gone, and that's a woman's main commodity. Men are designed to create value, women are designed to preserve value. Women are born with value. You know, as much as people want to say, Myron, you're an angry misogynist. No, I just understand that men and women are different, and I'm big on women protecting their value and preserving it. And if you want to be a good job, you've lost your value now, and you deserve to be treated as such.
All right. I don't know if y'all heard that, but I heard it. And let me share with you. This is a perspective of what most men have. This is the perspective that women should preserve their value. But my question then comes for the topic of tonight: do we preserve our value? Do we as men preserve our value? He said that women lose their value as they're being promiscuous. Do men lose their value as they're being promiscuous? That's what I need to know. Do men lose their value? My opinion, I'm going to speak on it first and foremost. Yes, we lose our value as well. It is our job, for example, to preserve our seed. We talk about kings. Yeah, king, this king. But what a king does is he's intentional with his seed. Regardless if he has, concubines, etc., he is still very intentional with his seed, unless he, and yeah, they do have some bastard childs, but those bastard childs are not usually honored and or respected to claim the throne afterwards. But they definitely have an idea of what to preserve their king. So if we just go on that alone, and hey Peter, how are you? Salute.
What's going on?
Not much. If we go on that alone, we're taught to that our promiscuity is okay. But then we, as Myron just said, we act as if when a woman is promiscuous and that when she's out there getting her body count up and things of that nature, that it loses value, which I agree it does. But do we lose value?
And a high value woman
do we lose value? That's what I'm curious to know. What do you think, Peter, seeing that you're here? Do we lose value like we claim women lose value?
This is a catch-22 because I did a show a while back on this about body count. I think it was like a year ago or something. And this was torn down to the middle, meaning like some of us say, yeah, it does make a sense. We shouldn't be being man horse for better terms, but some of them don't. It depends what you believe. I don't agree with this statement. It's okay for a man to have a high body count, but it's not okay for a woman. I think both parties should be equal on that part.
Well, play the video once again, because he tapped on something, and I disputed as well. He tapped on a woman, and he said that they lose their value. But I want everybody, as you're listening to the video for this last time, to put a man everywhere where he's speaking about a woman. Just change it to a man, all right? And then we'll talk about it.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm playing right now.
Okay.
Oh, shit, my bad. I didn't put the volume back on. I apologize. That's my fault. Sorry, guys.
Don't think a guy should ever accept a woman that used to have a promiscuous past. That's a problem. Girls that used to be hoes typically don't make good girlfriends and they don't make good wives.
There's a lot of studies on that, right? Girls with high body counts dating later in life.
Absolutely. The analogy I always use is like women are kind of like glass. If you take a glass cup, you drop it on the floor and it smashes everywhere, you can repair that glass, but guess what? If you pour water into it, it's going to leak every single time. And that's what it's like trying to build a foundation with a promiscuous woman. That's why all these girls that used to be stars, whatever, none of them can ever last in a relationship because all this trauma of them like being and being objectified, they're never able to actually respect or be with a man long term. Their purity is gone, their innocence is gone, and that's a woman's main commodity. Men are designed to create value, women are designed to preserve value. Women are born with value. As much as people want to say, Myron, you're an angry misogynist. No, I just understand that men and women are different, and I'm big on women protecting their value and preserving it. And if you want to be a good job, you've lost your value now, and you deserve to be treated as such.
So let's tackle a couple of things. He said,
Sean, before you go on, you want me to take it down or leave it up?
You can take it down. We can put ourselves up.
Okay.
So yeah, so just FYI, y'all saw the video. Salute to all those who are joining in. What's up, Mr. Hale? So the point that I said, the reason why I said put a man's name everywhere he said a woman. He said first off, a woman is born with value, and a man creates value. I don't agree with that. We are both born with value.
Yes, you're right.
And for him to even say that, this is why he's looked at as the red pill, and people don't always enjoy him because he speaks from a double standard. No, we both have value, and we both lose value. So Does a promiscuous man, a man who has a lot of bodies, does he make a good husband and or a boyfriend? Let's answer that question. What do you think? I think he doesn't. I think he makes just as a valueless as a woman. What about you, P?
I agree 100% because, like I said on my statement before, a minute before we play the second time, why is it okay a woman not to do that, but it's okay for a man? I don't think it's okay either way.
Yeah.
If you
And
value
when,
yourself as a human being, as a man, yeah, I'm not saying you're not gonna have a sub type of body count. You know what I'm saying?
well, yeah, you're right, and that's you made a very valid point. When you value yourself,
Mhm.
what does that look like for men? Men have a tendency to think of value as what they have monetarily. And
Agree.
society, that is a good earner. That does not make you a good man. That does not make you valuable. And this is the point that I'm asking. Why do you feel that you're valuable? And when women come up and they feel that they're valuable because they got a job, they got a PhD, they got blah, 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 you sitting there downing them. And we do it all the time over here in these social media spaces. And we sit there and we badger them, talk about it don't mean nothing. Well, why does your money mean something? Help me understand that. Help me. Why is it that you can go ahead and have variety, have choices, have all of that, when in fact you have that money, or when in fact you have those resources, as if it's something different or it makes you somebody different? Money don't make a man make the money.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
So,
And you are the one who makes a value. Forget money. You know what kind of person you are. You could be a role model to somebody. You could be a father figure. You could be a good friend. Money, and today we can bring with us, but the legacy you leave behind, you can bring anytime in the ground and or before.
absolutely. And that's why I wanted to tackle this subject, because we forever, yeah, I got you, Unc, I'm about to send it to you now. Just so that we're clear, this is the reason why I wanted to tackle this subject. I'm sending this over because, quite frankly, we have a tendency to have a double standard. We have a tendency, and no, we're not pandering. This is what everybody, when I speak about this against men, I'm pandering. I'm a panderer. I'm Captain Saver. I'm Captain. You got all of this stuff that, no, not you, Peter, but
No,
it's
no, no,
been
no.
said.
What I was going to say, once you're done with your statement, is you're trying to show men how to value themselves, not
Absolutely.
to be for better terms, scumbags. Let's be straight here for Son. If you meet a woman and you're just using her for sex, that's a scumbag move, in my opinion.
Well, I don't agree with that entirely.
Okay,
Let
that's fair.
me add context. Let me add context. It is if that's all you're doing and you're not being upfront with that.
That's what I mean.
Right. And that's why I want to bring clarity to that,
Yeah.
because it's a scumbag. A scumbag isn't having a variety of women. A scumbag isn't, having multiple wives. That's not a scumbag. A
Mhm.
scumbag is somebody who manipulates to do it, who deceives to do it. Just like a scumbag is not a woman who is messing with a lot of men. A scumbag is not a woman who has a lot of who has a high body count. A scumbag is a person who deceives and manipulates to achieve that. That's a scumbag, and it goes both genders. It has nothing to do with gender when we're talking about a scumbag. So I agree with you entirely on the scumbag when that context of being deceptive or manipulative to get what it is that you want, and that's what it boils down to. What's up, Uncle Keith?
What's up, y'all? How you doing?
We're doing good. Have you been hearing what we've been talking about?
Yeah, I've been definitely hearing. And well, my man, that video he's talking about, that's crazy. That's crazy because I agree with you saying, a woman's value, no matter how much what a body count is. See, the key is value. Is also a noun word that it's not the outer. It's not the outer body. It's what's within. The self within. See, any woman can have they can have all the sex they want to, but and have all the baggage, but they're also allowed to heal, and have standards, come with standards, also build their standards and their morals back in place, just like a man can. So
I agree. I agree. And to your point, and what you're saying is that you could have a history, but you if you change or you have repentance and you're changing, you need to have people need to have grace and understanding and to be able to recognize that change and be able to embrace that change.
correct.
And I agree with you wholeheartedly.
What he talking about, what he talking about, a high body. In other words, the physical aspect of it, the negative behavior with the physical aspect of ourselves, but he put himself on a high standard that he has no physical, physical or negative behavior. It's okay for him to do it, but it's not okay for her to do it.
Exactly. And that's why we're tackling this subject, because throughout society, it's deemed that way. A lot of women get persecuted that way. If she's a hoe, for example, and I'm going to use the word bluntly, for some reason, you can't change them to a housewife, which is a very strong possibility that that's true. But there is a such thing as change. There is room for people who do have a change of heart, who do change their outlook on life, who resolve their trauma or their hurt that got them to that place. Because you're not born a hoe. You're not born to enjoy abuse. You learn that. And speaking of which, I'm going to segue real quickly into this next video. I didn't send it to you, so I'm going to play it over here, fellas. And I want you to listen in, because he makes a very good point. And it segues from being a hoe. All right, so hold on one second. Here we go. Take a listen to this real quick.
Hey, bro, you cannot save her. Let her go right now. She will ruin your whole effing life. And I know what you're thinking. You like her. I know you want to be able to see the good in her. I know that you think that there's room for growth, but I know that you think that you will be appreciated.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Mute your mics. Mute your mics, because I'm hearing the background. I'm gonna start it over.
And I know what you're thinking. You like her. I know you want to be able to see the good in her. I know that you think that there's room for growth, but there isn't. I know that you think that your money and the way that you treat her will be appreciated, but it won't. You are the only man who has treated her like a lady, and she does not like lady treatment, bro. So that's why she's going to disrespect you. It doesn't matter how many trips you take her on. It doesn't matter how nice you are to her. It doesn't matter how soft and gentle you are with her. That is not her norm. She wants to be smothered. She wants to be gutted. She wants to be disrespected, because that is what she's used to. You can't save her. She's not going to appreciate you. She's going to look at you like a doormat because she's used to toxicity, bro. Let her go. She is going to ruin your life. She doesn't care that you love her. She doesn't care that you care about her. She doesn't care that you've accepted her whorish ways and her badass children. She doesn't care about any of that. She doesn't care that you're the first man to be patient, to be kind, to be understanding. She doesn't care about any of that. She's laughing at you like you're an effing joke. Because that's
All right. Did y'all hear about that? So, with that being said, that is true with plenty of people. But before they get abused, before they enjoy all of that mistreatment, that abused treatment, because they get used to it, somebody had to abuse them. And this is what we don't always put a highlight on. If anybody is in that space or place, somebody abused them. And it might be fun to them now, and they might be agreeable to it now, and you might want to participate in, but that does not negate that there was some abuse somewhere in there. What do y'all think?
If you I'm going to go first, that's fine. I will show the floor to my elder first.
All right. That right there, if he has to tell his man that part, that means he don't have no. That man didn't have no value, no morals, and no standards for his own self. But that's bottom line. To accept somebody, to accept a woman like that, and he continuously, you know, with her about her, and I can ID with it because I did it. I spent 13 years with a woman. Sean, you met her, Eileen. You know, yeah, I deal with it and I put up with that because I didn't have no self worth. I didn't have no morals, no standards. You know, basically, you know, it was all about my addiction and what can I get out of it. You know,
Well, you said a couple of things. You said addiction and what you can get out of it, which is lending towards selfish endeavors, and that leads to that. And I get it, but you was trying to be, you know, valuable to her. You was doing what
I was trying to be valuable because we had a child put in our life. You know, when I was dealing with her,
right,
and that's the only that kept me some sense of dignity because I was taught through our family that way. You know,
right,
because I didn't, as a man, I basically came up, you know, I didn't have no that much sense on morals and values of my body. Period is coming up, but only thing I did have the value of, just like your brother, he would, if I seen him in any place I was at, then it was a problem. He wasn't supposed to be there. I didn't have that.
Right.
I didn't have that much deep connection with you because the same thing I passed on to your brother, he passed on to you.
Right.
We know where not. Y'all know where not to go.
Right.
You know, and then
you bring up a valuable point. Go ahead.
But see, but that's how, as a man, you know, and I'm proud of y'all because y'all learn how to have standards and values for yourself. Y'all learn morals. You know,
Yeah, you said something earlier. You said you learn to value your body. And this is why I'm having this subject. What is value in our body? Because a lot of times we sit there and we talk about it's good to just spread our seed and just do this to that. But like the guy said in the video, if you go with that many pieces, if you're broken glass, you could put it together, but you still leak at times. And so it doesn't always apply.
Because you can't, only way you can value in your body is strengthening your internal spiritual and mental base of mind.
I agree. So,
that's value in your body. Your body is just a temple.
I agree. And it goes in a lot of different ways. We ain't going to segue into that. Peter, I'm going to let you speak because we're going to look at the next video after this. Go ahead, Pete.
I have a small theory here with why this has become a big subject the last several years. For years and years, as men, I'm not saying every man, but men, you know, took a woman on a date, slept with her, ghosted her, got what they wanted, and moved on, or just used her for sex. It got to the point women goes, you know what? Fuck this. It's our turn to use men instead.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where the shift happened. And to the point that shift turned so round, we're in a part of our lives now that dating is horrible.
I agree. And that segues into the next video. Let's go to video number 2 and see what a young lady, Sarah, has to say about promiscuous women.
Where is it? It's had it. Oh, no, wrong one. Apologize, guys. Give me 1 second to fix that problem. Oh, why is he doing that? Give me a second to fix that problem.
That's all good. So in the meantime, we're going to be, this is Straight Talk, Lisa Straight Understanding. Like, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. We thank you for the support. Here goes the video. Check this out, y'all.
Can a high value woman enjoy casual sex, or does that ruin her value?
Casual sex with how many people? Casual sex with your situationship?
Let's say both. Let's say situationship, and let's say she got a roster. Answer for both.
No, if you getting ran through on a roster, the roster's always changing. That's crazy to me. No, I don't feel like you can be
But
high
she
value
makes
and be
6 figures,
promiscuous. It doesn't matter.
But
money doesn't make you valuable.
Sarah,
That
she
makes you high
volunteers for the
earning.
community.
That doesn't matter.
She is well respected in her
Well,
society.
she ain't well respected in the bedroom, obviously,
Who
because
knows
these
about her
men keep
bedroom
running
life?
through her. No, I don't feel like a promiscuous woman can be high value. The same way I feel like a man that has a broke mentality, a broke man can be high value. It's not about high earning, because there are a lot of high earning broke people. There's a lot of high earning promiscuous women. And I personally don't feel like that is high value at all. Women are not built like men. We do not get the same excuses that they get. We do not get to be sleeping with our entire roster and think for 1 second. Now, you can do whatever you want to do, but you have to know that you are now cutting yourself off from your best option of a high value man, because men don't want women that are ran through, in my opinion, unless you're in the industry. There are caveats, but that's the exception to the rule.
Woo! Now she done put a whole nother spin on it. She mentioned something that we were speaking about earlier. She done put a whole new spin on it. She mentioned something that we was talking about earlier, which is high value versus high earning. And I think that's a distinction that needs to be broadcasted a little louder, because there are a lot of high earning people who are pieces of shit. Pardon my French, but I have no other way to say it. But there's a lot of high earning people that don't have any value whatsoever when it comes to character, when it comes to being upstanding, when it comes to morality, when it comes to things of those nature. They have no value whatsoever in those places. So that's why I keep on pushing back to men who are high earners, because a lot of my high earning friends, they feel like they're high value, and I don't have to bust that bubble unless they ask me. But a lot of time I don't respect money. I respect people. So what y'all think on that?
I'll go first. Matt, let's go first.
Oh yeah, you correct. That's right. It's not, earning is one thing, in a material sense, and a financial sense is one thing, but that has nothing. That does not make you a leader as being a man. If you don't have no kind of sense of direction and know how to make wise choices for yourself and others, that have that you have love in your circle, then your value means nothing. I don't care how much money you have in your pocket. It means nothing. Nobody, I know a lot of dudes who got a lot of, always hustle, made top dollar. But like you said, they were just a piece of, and I hung out with them people.
So did I.
And I hung out with them people, and then like today, now that even today, that I got myself, I've been educating my mind and my values and my standards. They don't call me no more because I don't have no drunk stories to tell them. I don't have no citing who I stuck up and this and that. I don't have those. That went down real. As the years went by, that went down real. Well, if I reach, I might reach out. They might reach out to me on Facebook on a comment, but they won't call me. So that's a deep thing. The sister said, and that's not only for women. That goes for men also.
Well, we speaking primarily to the men tonight. I'm speaking to the men because I speak about the women. I speak to the women all the time. But men, you're the ones who said, they value their bodies, but we don't value ours. Let's go back to that. Do we value our bodies? If we sitting there being unintentional, we talk about, we're young. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to sow our wild oats. Where did that come from? Why? Where did not having discipline? Because that's all it boils down to is discipline. When are we encouraging just not having discipline? And whether it's discipline on your D, whether it's discipline with your money, whether it's discipline with your artillery, whatever the discipline is, why are we encouraging not to have it? Like it's something good. Peter, go ahead.
Well, if she has a roster, like she said in the video. No, there's no value because she's biggest as the freaking Lignan Tunnel at that point. So it's absolutely no point for me. I like to chase. Give me something to work for. But if you're opening the garage doors on a switch, what's the fun of that? There's no value. There's no point to it.
All right. Well, I mean, put it this way. Let me say this real quick, and let's bring clarity and context to this. Value is what you make it. Let's be clear on that. Just because, some people, a person who values money, for example, will not respect a person who values morals, and probably vice versa. Now, you can have both, but if you emphasize your value on money, a person with morals just probably won't see eye to eye with you, and that's fine. The same way a person who values morals, the person who values money won't see eye to eye with them, so they won't be equally yoked. So it's about equally yoking, and equally yoked simplistically is just having the same values. So I'm not saying that my value should offset yours, or yours should offset mine. So just because you value money first priority, and I might value moral first priority, doesn't make that I'm going to disrespect or not. I'm just not going to agree with a lot of your moves, because your moves are going to be driven by your thirst or your value, which is money, where mine is going to be more valued from morals. So I'm not trying to say that we need to pick or choose, but I'm saying whatever it is you value, let that be known. Whatever it is you value, let it be known. Because that's really where we have the disconnect, is not being clear or transparent about who we are. So therefore, we're putting on a disguise. Halloween is about to come up, and Halloween is full of a lot of disguises and a lot of deception and a lot of things that are cover-ups. And this is what they enjoy. I'm like, I don't like cover-ups in real life. So Halloween ain't gonna help me, because everybody's just masking and enjoying the character that they become on that day. And it's very popular to do so, very fun to do so. I get it. But again, that's not something, hiding, disguising is not something that I personally enjoy. So to each his own. And we're gonna segue into the last video, because it kind of goes to what I was just talking about in reference to what you value. So, Pete, if you could throw on that last video, because we're winding down the time. Oh, Sparta!
Hey, you said Halloween, so I got to bring this out.
Hey.
That's my show right there, boy. That's my bad.
And this is
right
fucking
there.
real. This is heavy shit, too. It's metal as shit.
And you know what's interesting? I'm glad you brought that out, because again, you have a Sparta. That's what you value. I might have plaques behind me. That's what I value. My uncle might have a nice television showing back of him that he might value. But the point is, I can't knock you for what you value, just like I would hope you wouldn't knock me for what I value, or
Absolutely
we don't
not.
knock him for what he value. You know what I'm saying? Even though so it goes the same in relationships and in life. We make things complex when we really don't have to be that complex.
Listen, Sean, end of the day, I know I'm a Greek Spartan geek. Like, listen, I like history. I love my culture. I like Spartan stuff. I like Star Wars. I like X-Men. I like Assassin's Creed. That's who I am. But that brought me the values of who I became end of the day. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's value in your body. That's value, man. That's value in your body. What
You want to talk about body? Here, I'll give you a better example.
Yeah.
My dragon is because I'm a third week black belt, 4-time world grand champion. I trained the shit out of my body. I might not look at it now because I'm a chef, but guess what? I earned all that. It wasn't given to me.
Yeah,
Blood, sweat, and tears.
Yep.
absolutely.
Blood, sweat, and tears. That all came from a mental state and a spiritual strength of mind to make that happen.
Correct.
All right, so we're gonna go into this last video, which is where we're talking about value and things, and as you can see, good men cheat too. Let's roll it.
Iron, DNA shape.
I feel like most of the men that cheat is good niggas.
No.
Good men.
The backlash I get.
Right? We get painted as monsters. We ain't never getting no downloads, no resources on how to keep our sexual energy under control. We was never even told that was a thing we needed to do. So one, we don't have no context. And then two, we kind of almost excuse ourselves. And then the women that's with us will often do the same thing where I'm paying the bills. I'm a great father. I'm great to you as your man, as your husband. I may show up for you emotionally and we take the trips, we do all this other shit, but I haven't figured out this aspect of myself. But this is a different skill set than being just a good person or a good man.
Yeah.
In the post, I said we need to get that system update to be able to be capable of not just being a good man, but to have the skill set of keeping your dick in your pants.
Yeah.
And a lot of us aren't even challenged with that till we 30, 40. We are in our first real committed relationship with no context behind us. Because we can't get to the other side as a community until we can have these real ass conversations without the trigger saying, nope, you just a fuck boy, you just a monster, and or vice versa.
For
It's a lot that goes into it.
Cheating. Iron.
Woo! All right. So good men cheat too. Mr. Bennett, how are you?
Hey,
Welcome.
What's good, gentlemen?
He has his theme song, ladies and gentlemen. That's Mr. Paul Bennett. How are you today,
The
sir?
president of the 7Bs.
I am swell. It's good to be with you guys on the Friday night. And good to be on your show. Congrats. And certainly, as I said before, welcome to the platform. And thanks for the conversation that you're bringing to us.
We're gonna lead with you. We looked at a few videos. I don't know if you was able to check them out, but the theme of the videos were how men are we ask women to value their bodies, but the question that I'm asking us men is, do we value our bodies?
Yeah. Yeah, I may lean no on that one. In that I don't know if because the consequences in terms of you're still vulnerable to disease, just like a woman is. Unwanted children, you're still vulnerable to that. And it's funny how so many of these guys complain about the system, especially when it comes to child support and whatnot. Well, again, you made choices and agency. And I think a lot of this conversation, when guys talk about, men are different from women and that sort of thing, I think it's just, at the end of the day, it's just an excuse. You just want to be able to do what you want to do without consequences. And men, just like women, are not excluded from the choices that you make. And so, I think that I think it's just bad programming. But I think both men and women, I think, get bad programming, especially when it comes to sex. I know me and Peter, we talked about this before. It just, as human beings, well, at least I would say, certainly in the United States, I almost think we're bipolar. We have a problem with sex. The good parts about it, as well as the bad parts about it, but we don't put it in a context generally that is wholesome and that really expresses what's good about it, especially when it's done in monogamous relationships. I just don't think we put a lot of emphasis. If anything, we're scared of it. We're told to be fearful of it. And then it's like anything else, though. You say don't go into that cookie jar. Some people are going to go in there just because you said don't go in that cookie jar. And so I think both men and women have, I think, skewed values when it comes to sex. And so I think that's where this thing starts. So men are told, well, yeah, you're a man and go out there and get as much as you can, and women stay as chaste as you can. And when folks get off kilter, when a woman is, femininity is not associated with sexuality with women. but it's very much so with men. To be masculine is to be sexual, and to be sexual is to be masculine. But I'm asking the question: when did that start? Who wrote that, or who decided that that was the case? And there was probably some guys who wanted they just wanted to justify their ability to get with multiple women without consequence. So again, a lot of times we'll just rewrite the rules for our own benefit. So that's kind of how I see it. But yeah, I mean, as a man, I've never seen the value in a guy who can have dozens of women. I mean, again, back in high school, you used to envy that guy. Man, that guy looks like he can get anybody he wants. But as I've grown older, as I've been in a monogamous relationship for a long period of time, and I look at some of these guys now who are kind of still out there, it's like I wouldn't trade my position with those guys. You know, I think that there's value in being able to maintain and sustain a monogamous, healthy relationship. It's like the tortoise and the hare. You may get out quick, but the end of the moral of the story is that the tortoise eventually wins the race, being slow and steady. So yeah, I think there is a value loss for men, but as I think I heard you say earlier in these spaces, certainly in this red pill manosphere space, that's like kryptonite. Like guys are just not hearing that. And guys like myself or guys who choose to live in a monogamous relationship, we're respected, but at the same time, we're not, it seems like that voice is getting louder in a lot of these spaces when it comes to men and their own promiscuity.
Absolutely. And to add on, he said in this last video that we just watched, he said that good men, what he said, good men cheat.
Yeah.
And that's good people. And I want to correct that. This is our problem. No, let's start with what a good man is. A good man is an honest man.
Yeah.
Is a man who is compassionate, who is for others, not a selfish man.
Mm.
It's really that simple.
Yeah.
We don't have to make it complex. We don't have to draw up any other. Just a good man is an honest man. We could leave it at that.
Yeah.
And if you are cheating, you're not good.
Yeah.
It's not the point of having a bunch of women. That is, you can have a bunch of women and be good as long as you're honest about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the dishonesty, the deception, and the manipulation that people do, that women do when it comes to money, that men do when it comes to the box or when it comes to having sex.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just be clear, what he said is where I have an issue. It triggers me at times because no, men, you are not good because you're providing. No, men, you are not good because you cheated. If you cheated, you were not good. You was deceptive. You was dishonest to your spouse. You went against your word. There's nothing good about it.
Right. Now, the only thing I would ask you then, you just said you're not a good man because you are not a provider. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Because provision is something that we have learned that the providing, and let me add more context, because you are financially providing.
Mm-hmm.
Because provision can be beyond just finances. Provision can be guidance. Provision can be structure. Provision can be helping with discipline, helping to add other ways. Wisdom can lend into provision.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I say you're not a man because you're a provider, I was talking specifically about finances, not about the other portions of provision. Go ahead.
Right. But you still would say that good men provide finance.
Well, I would say this, yes, but no. Let me no. Because you provide finances does not make you good. That's my point. It's
I didn't say that. I'm asking specifically.
To your point, if you what the reason why I answered it that way is because you could provide financially. You couldn't provide financially. Right. So does a good man provide financially? In most cases, yes.
Yeah.
But is it it might be the one breadwinner.
Correct.
And he's still a good man. So that's
for sure.
That's why I'm not really honing in on financially he provides, because that's kind of where we get the out for these men to take excuses. because we emphasize like providing financially is the only and the best way of being able to provide. And I just disagree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, and I know for me in recent years, I think again, me and Pete had a conversation about it. I'm getting away from just using the word good or great, period, when it comes to how we classify people. Oh, he was a good man, she was a good woman, he was a great man or great woman. Because again, just as human beings, we're very complex. Like they always say, like you never want to meet your heroes, right? Because a lot of times the picture that's been painted of them is of of a certain way, and then you may find out things about them that may get your head scratching your head a little bit about it's like sometimes we can pedestalize people. And so for me, if I say something's good, I tend to focus more on the action. So for me, again, so the action of provision or providing financially is a good thing. But I'm not as prone as I used to be to say, oh, that's a good man because he provides.
Well,
So again, I'm going to associate good with action more so than character trait.
Well, let me push back on that and tell you why. You can be a provider, and then that can make you controlling. You can provide simply to have your selfish desires, and that's what a lot of people do. And so just because you provide is the reason why I don't equate it to good, or I don't even compare it to good, because there's a lot of men specifically who provide to control the situation, to control a woman, to control everything around, but they don't say that because it has been taught to us that providing financially is the go-to and all in. And so with that being said, I don't want to go too far into it without introducing our guest. Wait, before you go, I wanted to introduce our guest who just came on, White School Podcast. Stephanie, thank you for joining us. I don't know if you've been listening in, but I'm gonna fill you in.
I've been at church, so I just
good.
came in on the
me
back
fill
end.
you in, and then I'm gonna let Uncle Keith go, and then you can chime in where you feel free. But what we're talking about is the subject is we ask we ask women to value their bodies, but are we valuing ours? And so it just segued into what is a good man, and we was discussing that real briefly. And as Mr. Bennett said, he puts it in an action form, which if you provide, it's good. And I agree with it to a portion, is what I was saying. It's just that it also can be manipulation. So it's really about the intention to me of what you're doing, of that action that you're providing. Because you can, for example, as an action, you can protect somebody by deleting someone else. And that becomes a good deed because you was protecting them. But if your intention was to rob them and you did the same exact thing, it's not as good. And that goes the same way with providing finances. If you're providing finances to help and to provide security and things of that nature for your family and provide for your family, that I agree. But if you're doing it to provide control for yourself, is where I sometimes push back, because men specifically, I'm talking to us and I'm talking to you, we do it often and disguise it as provision. We do it often and disguise it as a good thing when we know we're just manipulating, we're controlling, we're bullying, we're doing a lot of things that is not beneficial to the people that we claim, quote unquote, love, and that we're doing it for.
I can agree to that because, like, I've been trying to really look at the spectrum of relationships, because we want it, but like Mr. Bennett said, I was thinking about like how we say the word good. I listened to this preacher one day, and he said his wife had asked him about like what makes a good man or something, like sort of like what you're saying. He said that the man responded, the pastor, he said, a person that's responsible. So now we're incorporating that action part. So if I'm responsible, I'm being, that brings, like you said, that brings in the good intentions. So if I was responsible with my wife, I made sure I provided which is a good thing, but I was responsible to do those things. I stewarded. I was responsible to be considerate of her feelings. I was responsible to be present with my children, you know, so that I think a lot of people like to blame shift. So it takes the heat of the responsibility, like you're talking about, Sean, that can lean towards the manipulation and how that can come into play at times. But I think if we really hold on to that responsibility and I think it would make things more of a baseline, and that we all can say like, okay, this is where we all should build from. Oh, this is what defines a good man, a man that's responsible in this and this and this. And so now you can have like a good vetting guideline of what a good man is, you know, because you sing the praises of a person that is consistent. You sing the praises of a person that is respectful to you, that honors you. So when you don't do those things, it's like, oh my God, that's not a good man. So we kind of know what it is, but I think all of us are seeking that baseline because some don't have fathers, or we don't have examples of what may be portrayed as good or responsible at times. But yeah, I think if we put it more like as you said, in the light of responsibility, it incorporates that action that Mr. Bennett was talking about in intention. So I think that that's a better
I like that.
word
I
to
like
say.
that. I like that. Okay, Keith, it's on you. You said you want to
That part, on that part, you know, that part she is true, but I still say, well, put it like this: me right now, I'm in a long distance marriage, and I've been my woman. She makes all the money. All I can do is provide her with support, you know, emotional support, you know, and be there when she needs to, you know, and listen to her when she needs to, you know, vent or case may be. Don't question it, just listen to her, you know. And she's the one that actually taught me. She the one that steered me the way that I need to get myself together. I need to value myself. I need to learn how to love myself before I deal with it. And she married me anyway. She married me. She was close to the shore. She was closer to the shore than she was to me. You know, and that's my nephew. I'm like, I used to get jealous of him, but I didn't understand. I never understood her. But until it came to this long distance thing, right? And then I realized, and I started getting my life, you know, getting my in tune spiritually and mentally to a point that now I know what value in it is. You know, now today I can I have that sense of love and self-worth for myself, of myself, to say that I am an awesome, amazing man. Because I have a woman 800 miles away, and she's still waiting on me to get home. She's still there. I don't. If I need anything, she'll send it. But
can I ask you a question?
I don't ask her. Yes. So that's my value.
When you said your wife was teaching you how to value yourself, did you get offended at that, or did you see those blind spots, or did you think that she was trying to tell you something about yourself? Like, was it bringing your ego down, or, you know, how was that experience for you? Because sometimes a woman can see the potential or the betterment of that man, and sometimes they're not receptive of what the woman may say to him. So did it help, or was you?
Now it helped, but I put a defensive wall up to say, you can't tell me nothing. I'm grown. I'm a man, you know. And but she had no argument with it. She said what she said, and I got offended. You don't know what you're talking about until I wind up someplace that I shouldn't have been as a 60-something-year-old man. So but I love her that much that I had to change. Something had to work. And as I involved in changing, I started understanding what love is. See, I met a woman, thought I was loving her, but she loved me, and she married me. But I didn't know what love was because I didn't love myself. But she seen something in me that said, "Well, I'm here for you. I'm here. Just get yourself together."
Wow.
And my family showing them they all do. They've been doing it for years, and couldn't get me to get right.
That's why I asked you that question, because I know a lot of women, they are in these relationships with men to tell them to value themselves, but as Sean said, as Mr. Bennett said, sometimes they use their excuse, they make their own truths, and and they do this, and you're like, okay, that's why people just throw their hands up. You're like, well, whatever, do what you want to do. And that's how we get this divide, because it's unfortunate.
And we are at the end of the show. I'm staying committed now, y'all. As difficult as it is, and I will expand it times, but I kind of want to get into the structure and all of that to where we start wrapping it up. So it's been an hour. I don't want to waste time. For the future, come on in early so that we're a whole hour with each other and we can spend that time. And this now segues into tune in next week. We can finish this topic and we can finish the discussion. And I enjoy having that I had, so I want to thank you all, Peter, Keith, Bennett, this White School Podcast, Stephanie. I want to say that it has been a good topic, and I'm glad that you all have been able to touch on it. Last couple of things that did and did up perfectly. The action, responsibility, and the intention. And then Uncle Keith, you came through with you gotta love yourself in order to love somebody else. That said, that lends to straight talk, leaning to straight understanding. So I want to thank y'all for joining me. I want to say thank you. Sorry I had to cut off in the middle of it, but tune in next week. Same time, same place, Fridays, 9 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. Straight talk, leads to straight understanding. We had a straight men today. Do they? We women to value themselves, but do we value ourselves? We came up with some great questions. So with that being said, we'll have the discussion. I hope something tonight, and I hope that next week you'll join me. Mr. Can you give us a round of and peace, unity, straight talk, leads to straight understanding. Love you all. Peace.
This is Straight Talk.